Hello everybody, this is the Titanic Gamer Dude here, and welcome to Barry Burton's campaign, and this is a Let's Play. This is more of a Let's Play guide. I'm going to be commentating on what to do and, just stuff I know, and, I'm going to be just talking. So, this is Barry Burton's campaign, and compared to Moira, Natalia Quarter, she's not a direct She's not as much as a direct fighter as Moira is, and this might immediately seem bad because you might just be thinking, oh, she doesn't have as much value as Moira Burton. Because Moira's crowbar, when you upgrade it to all its good power, that thing can do a lot of damage. So I'm just gonna reload here. Assault rifle ammo. That's actually really key. So, there's going to be some spiders up here. These spiders can stop you. So I just kill them off. You can cancel your animation out if you have evade cancel. Some of the most important skills you're going to be wanting on no escape difficulty is evade extension and evade cancel, because they increase the amount of frames your character is invulnerable, and when you get beat up and you're staggering when you're hurt, you can just replace your normal walk speed with evade, and that is very useful for just maneuvering around enemies and just, movement purposes for utility. So, wow, I already have, well, that was dumb. So I'm just going to combine it with a red herb. Yeah, they give you quite a bit of herbs on Barry Burton's campaign. So do not be afraid. There is no shame in taking what you need. Oh, no ammo that time. The final boss can take quite a bit of ammo to kill. Whoopsie, wrong way. I need to stop looking on my map and using it honestly, because that was a pretty dumb mistake. But Natalia Quarter's niche is... There's the zombie. There we go, let's just knife ya. Whoa. When the zombie's arms are out like that, you don't want it to touch you, because it's going to activate a grab, and the grab does a lot of damage. Like all the zombie grabs in this series. But on No Escape, it especially hurts. You'll really feel it. You actually have like an invisible health bar, but it doesn't show. You have to kind of guess how much health you have left. And the amount of blood that covers the screen is a sign of how much health you have. So Natalia's special ability is she can just see enemies through walls. She can see their aura. And red means they've spotted you. Orange means that they have not seen you. But red means they have gone aggro, and they will actively seek you out. So Natalia Quarter, she can pick up these bricks, and these bricks, when fully upgraded, do considerable chunks of damage to enemies. And also, since she's so small, she can easily sneak by enemies. There's zombies over on the right. Those zombies are completely optional. You do not have to attack those zombies. And the sneak mechanic in this game is very, very powerful. I highly recommend using it. It's really similar to The Last of Us. The sneak mechanics in that game is very powerful, and it makes your life significantly easier. So that zombie has seen me. So now I'm just going to, just do that. Because you actually get a firepower increase if you're crouching. If that's one of the skills you can get. You can buy with your VP. So, just going to shoot that guy in the head. I put burst on my pistol to give it more power, and I put damage increase on it to give it much more sting and much more power, so I can save a lot of ammo. And there's going to be a zombie that's going to be coming around here. And since he's so stupid, you can just easily sneak attack him. I don't know what's wrong with this zombie here. This zombie is alive because it has an aura. But for some strange reason, it just will not get up and attack you. I don't know. All the times I've played this game, it just never got up and attacked me for some really strange reason. I don't know, but yeah. Evade cancel is probably one of the best skills in the game, along with evade extension. Those two things are going to be very nice. But here, I'm just going to have Natalia get the control room key. And Natalia can also fit through tight spaces, which is, very good. It's exclusive to her character. So there's a zombie right here. It's totally not dead. And her bricks are very, very useful. I highly suggest you use them. Natalia Quarter is also useful for identifying this one enemy called the Grasp. It's a combination of grasp and glass, and it's supposed to represent its method of attack. It emits this gas, but it emits this buzzing sound too that you can hear, but you can't see it with Barry Burton. You can see it with Natalia, but yeah, those cysts do a lot of damage if you touch them. So you don't want to touch them. Alright, let's go with Natalia. See, there's a zombie. This zombie is going to be alerted to your position. Just toss a brick at it. Done. Like dinner. Alright, let's just kill this zombie now. Dead. And the Grasp has an instant death grab attack. And this grab attack activates a cutscene. And you can't cancel out this cutscene by any means. So when it catches you, you're basically dead. There is no avoiding it. You just can't avoid it. Once you get grabbed, you're grabbed and you're dead. It's not like the wall blister from Resident Evil Revelations, the first game, where if you get grabbed, you can put a grenade down, then it grabs you, and then you have about 3 seconds before a cutscene activates and you can't break out of the grab, and then you die. This isn't Resident Evil Revelations 1. Once the grab activates, there's nothing you can do, and you're just fucked, and you're going to get frustrated. But thankfully, the wall blister is really fragile, and you can kind of think of it like this: the glass is a spiritual successor to the wall blister. Think of it like that, in which it is very fragile, but it can potentially just destroy runs of this game. It can destroy your speed run, and it can just make your day significantly more difficult. So now all the enemies here are going to just come out. So now that enemy is down, I'm just going to knock all these enemies down. Alright, so now what I'm going to do is you have to come over here with, damn it, I'll just kill all these zombies, but you have to go into a very narrow space with Natalia Corda. There's a bug right there, but I'm not interested in getting the bugs. I can do that on my own time, but when I'm recording, no. This is strictly a guide dedicated to just helping people know what the heck to do. And although this game was released like almost a year ago, it's a relatively fun game to play. Whoopsie, that was pretty dumb by me. So the command is gotten. Going to do it again, and you want to go off to the right, or Barry Burton's left. So if your second player is playing, so you won't get destroyed, because the fire is insta-kill. So now I should be able to get this done in the next 10 minutes if I'm good enough. But as I was saying before, you know, this is Barry Burton's campaign, and this campaign is considerably harder than Claire's, because Claire's Chapter 4 is significantly shorter. It can be done in less than 10 minutes. And Barry Burton's campaign on Chapter 4 can stretch upwards to almost an hour and 30 minutes. And that was actually one of my recordings, my re-recordings, my reruns I did. It was stretched upwards to about an hour and 30 minutes. And I just think that is way too long. And if I can't beat that, I'm at least going to separate it into parts, because that's just way too long for me, and that's way too long for my taste. So I'm just gonna grade. No, I gotta reload my assault rifle. And Natalia Corder, she's very useful against Revenants. Revenants have somewhat of a harder time hitting her because of her smaller hitbox. And her bricks have a very high chance of just completely knocking down the Revenants. And that is incredibly useful, because when Natalia hits them with a brick, their core pops up. Just like Uroboros, it's like a reddish-orange fleshy core, or just red fleshy core, and then after that you can knife it. The Revenant takes substantially more damage when you attack them at the core, and that's when all the organic functions cease to work. And that is the way the developers intended for you to hit the Revenant, is on the core. But alternatively, if you delete the Revenant's health all the way to the lowest interval, the core will automatically appear. But by that time, you can use like over 3 magnum bullets on this difficulty. I do not recommend you do it this way, because the Revenants just take too much damage, and the amount of ammo you need to save on this difficulty is as much as you can get your bloody hands on. So Natalia says, "What's that?" In case you don't know what's going on, you come over here to the corner. I could have sworn she had a brick. You pick the brick up, and then point at it. It pops out. You wait for it to come up, and then you shoot it. Natalia Corder can always see where its weak point is, but that's how easy it is to kill a Revenant if you hit it in its weak spot. It is insanely easy to kill the Revenant when you hit it in its weak spot. If you don't, you're going to be using up a lot of ammo. They feel kind of like Leechmen, but they're better designed, because the Leechmen in Resident Evil 0 or Mimicry Marcus, they take retarded amounts of damage. They're weak to fire, but flame rounds in that game are few far in between. And Molotovs are one of the laggiest. This is the laggiest weapon in the game. So in case you don't know where any Revenants are at, you can just switch right over here to Natalia. And I'm going to replace this brick, because bricks actually do have durability. They have 3 points of durability. So when you use them 3 times, they break completely, and you just won't be able to use them no more. There's going to be a Revenant in a tree, and it is going to always aggro. It always aggroes. So here's a Revenant, and if you sneak attack a Revenant, it's going to die. This one's weak spot is already shown, but if you knife it like that, the Uroboros core will just pop out and show itself, and you can kill it that way. And preferably, this is the best way to deal with Revenants. You always want to sneak attack them, because Revenants are basically this game's tank and bullet sponge. They're pretty much similar to the ironheads, except they are more difficult to deal with than ironheads in some situations, because in numbers, both ironheads and revenants can be very difficult to deal with. They could corner you easily. And there it is. You want to quickly run over. There's the weak point. Dead. Just like that. There's stuff in the way, and it can be kind of difficult to know where exactly you need to go. But I know it's somewhere over here. There should be a light over here somewhere. Nope, it's not. Alright, is there anything in here? Nope. Alright, so I know it's around here somewhere. There it is over there. That's what it should be. That's where I should be going, right? It seems that way. Yep, this is the way I should be going. And also, due to Revenants being a T-Phobos Uroboros hybrid, they are very weak to fire. And the bottles you get in this game are decoy bottles, explosive bottles, and firebomb bottles. Or I just like to call them Molotovs. And firebomb bottles are very, very effective against them. Very effective. You always want to use a fire bottle against them. Always. Yeah, Uroboros. Thankfully, this game tosses a lot of empty bottles at you, and a lot of odorous chemicals. Odorous chemical makes decoy bottles. You know, just you'll get combinations and you get items that combine into the Molotov explosive bottle and the decoy bottle. And thankfully, ironheads are weak to those. So this is what I tell Barry Burton. I tell Barry Burton to stay where the hell he's at. And with Natalia being so small, I just do this. If one sees me, so what? That's how effective and how powerful Natalia's sneak is. You can completely just go by Revenants, and I tell you, they act like completely different enemies when you play as Natalia. Like, they're harder to know. Natalia is just such a powerful character. She has better mobility than Barry. She can get into places Barry can't, and she can do a surprising amount of work when she needs to. So I'll pass that to Barry. What's in here? Handgun bullets are very important. Alright, I have turncoats. You want turncoats as well, because turncoats cure bleeding status. And bleeding status in this game can be very, very annoying because blood splats get on your screen. It can be hard to see, and your health constantly drains. And you can't run until it is cured. So I have it on entire quarter because support characters cannot be afflicted with bleed. Now coming up here is a potentially painful part because there's going to be Revenants that are automatically going to be aggro, and they are going to just come after you, and there's going to be a lot of them. And there's just no way you can get past this. You have to do this in order for them to break open the fence so you can get through and past them. And there's going to be quite a bit of them. And you might think one Revenant's easy, but when you're fighting 2 or 3 of them, things can get really ugly, and they can display a surprising burst of speed. And I missed the brick. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to use a fire bottle on them, because a fire bottle works wonders on these enemies. So there's the weakness. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. That's the power of Natalia's brick. It is very, very useful. So I'm going to leave with Natalia over here because this is one of the ways we need to go. There's going to be a Revenant over here. You can't avoid it. It's insanely difficult to avoid this Revenant. All Revenants are pretty hard to avoid, but there's the weakness. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, Revenants are very powerful enemies, but if you take precautions and you hit them in the right spots, they can be downed easily. Or if you don't hit them in their weak spots and you try to run from them, they're going to catch up to you and they are going to do massive damage and they are going to be a constant thorn in your side. And that's how I feel enemies should be in Resident Evil. I feel that they should be a thorn in your side. I feel that they should be that way. But at the same time, I feel that they shouldn't be like the Leechmen. I feel that there should be a way to balance them, but they shouldn't be taking too much damage. But thankfully for Leechmen, the reason why I'm not going to complain too much about them is because a lot of them are completely avoidable. There's only like one Leechman I really have trouble with. And you can sneak attack this Revenant, but I don't feel comfortable doing it. I'm just going to knife it. And there's a Revenant in this room. And I'm just going to kill it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Dead. That's how easy it is to kill Revenants, if you're good enough. You can actually avoid that one. That one is completely optional. But I just kill it for fun, you know. But if you don't like taking needless risks on this difficulty, I completely understand, because the enemies in this game, especially like Ironheads and Revenants, they can kill you in 1 or 2 hits tops, and then just dead. But when they make a loud groaning noise when they have become aggro. So that's the game's way of telling you that, okay, these enemies are looking to your position and they're going to chase you forever until you deal with them. And I love the amount of detail that enemies have in this game. I do. They're kind of like Resident Evil 6's enemies. They have a lot of intricate detail. The mutations are very unique to this game, too. No other game features the T-Phobos virus right now as of 2016, but maybe it'll come back. And this is Barry Burton's campaign, Chapter 1. I hope you learned from this video. You learned what to do and how to fight the Revenants. Yep, Episode 1, Penal Colony, end. And I got an S. Your accuracy has to be an 80. And if you retry on this game, or if you die, if you go to retry, it counts as a death. And if you just dive, and it counts as a retry. And the skills you want to get on this difficulty, or the skills you want to get before you do the difficulty, is quick heal. You want to cap it out. You want to have medical knowledge. Charge attack is okay. Dashing knife can be useful if you have a lot of speed, which is good for speed running. Quick knife, that's can withstand killing blows, that's important. Evade extension, over here, this is the one you want. Hurler, you want this. This makes dealing with Ironheads easier and Revenants easier. Evade, yes, you want this. You want to upgrade this to level 3. Crouch advantage, I've never really used that, but I've seen some players on YouTube use it good. Evade extension is really useful. And then right here, evade recovery, you want this. You want these two right here, evade recovery and evade extension, are godlike together. Because this is your optimal movement right here. And this is going to keep you somewhat safe, and it's going to allow you to move. And then evade cancel is useful, because when you're reloading a gun, you're vulnerable and you can't evade or anything like that. Evade cancels any action with evade. So you can be, with these two, evade recovery and evade extension, you can be safe. And then Hair Splitter can increase the attack power, and it keeps your movement speed pretty good when you knife. And this is for more, you know, crowbar. Upgrade the crowbar. And this is for Natalia. This is for ranged healing. These are good too. Double play, increase attack power with all attacks for 5 seconds after switching characters. So these are really useful too. These 3 right here are the first ones you want to get before you play No Hope. And before you play No Hope, No Escape. And before you play No Escape, get all of this. This is all very useful. But that's it for Chapter 1 for both characters. If you like this video, comment, save, like, subscribe, and I will see you all again.